Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, this shouldn't even surprise you at this point with all the rhetoric Snyder was tossing around the U.S. Senate building. Uh, Oddly enough, ladies and gentlemen, the city of Flint Municipal Center, where the files were stored on the Flint crisis, have been burglarized, and even the chief of police of Flint has said this was an inside job. This is not coming from any conspiracy theory site or anything. It's coming from Michigan Live or MLive. And I have another one, Occupy Democrats. And this page here is just filled with other sources. So you can believe what you want one way or another. But state and local officials announced 5 newly established... Okay, that's what that... The story I want's down here, folks. I apologize. Flint, Michigan, mystery still surrounds an unsolved December break-in at an executive office inside City Hall where Flint water files were kept. As of Friday, March 18th, there's still no suspects in the case, and no officials say it may never be known what other than a TV was taken, quote-unquote. In other words, nobody did any type of, no type of logistics to say what was in there and anything else. So basically, everybody's saying, this was an inside job. The new chief of police, Tim Johnson, says it's basically too suspicious. Ladies and gentlemen, with what happened in the Congress building, I can only give you one guarantee who would have the authority to do a Watergate, quote-unquote, since about water files is almost too good. And I almost guarantee you, Governor Snyder is behind this in one aspect or another, especially the way he was blaming everybody else, including the EPA person. He would have been probably one of very few people who would have been able to actually send people in there, either with authority or without authority, to pull this off. So this is actually quite an embarrassment for the city, for the state of Michigan. The office was not assigned to any city employees at the time of the break-in, city officials said, so that's interesting enough. In other words, it was kept under state or federal jurisdiction. In other words, something like something where Governor Snyder would have access to. Flint Mayor Karen Weaver said documents were strewn about the room, and it's impossible to know if any of them were taken. In other words, they don't even have a system to know what was stored there and what wasn't. And Weaver wasn't so quick to allege it was an inside job, but did say the situation seemed odd and suspicious to her. So, if you follow the information, an employee returning to work at City Hall, 1101 South Saginaw Street, after the holiday break-in on Monday, December 28, discovered a broken window, and the break-in, no other offices were disturbed, oddly enough. And also, oddly enough, ladies and gentlemen, notice what it's saying. There was, no cops on scene, no investigation, seemingly enough. And here's where they named Snyder. Although the federal criminal investigators regarding the Flint Water Crisis were not announced until February, and Michigan Governor Snyder did not declare a state of emergency until January. Okay, so until after the records were taken, folks. Hint, hint, nod, nod. He need to cover his ass first. And this basically just says the same thing. This is a good site, too. So, it's interesting, folks. Thank you.